America. The name alone once commanded attention, admiration, and even fear. It was more than a country. It was a symbol of leadership, of innovation, of freedom. But in 2025, something feels different. It's not that the stars and stripes have vanished. It's that the shine has dulled. The world watches, and many ask quietly, "What happened to America?" No, it wasn't a single event. Not a war, not an earthquake, not a collapse. It was slower, more subtle, like a great ship drifting just a few degrees off course, until one day it's miles from where it should be. It started perhaps with Ukraine, a war far away, but one that pulled America in. Billions of dollars in weapons and aid, political debates, news cycles consumed. And yet, the war dragged on. No clear end, no clear victory. And back home, ordinary Americans began to ask, why are we spending so much over there? Because over here, things weren't exactly fine. Gas prices spiked. Groceries became more expensive. Rent? Unaffordable for millions. A single hospital visit could still bankrupt a family. And so, people started to question, what about us? The government says it's about democracy, about standing up to aggression. And yes, those values matter. But when your own kitchen is cold, when your own kids skip meals, it's hard to care about distant borders. Meanwhile, halfway around the world, another superpower is moving, boldly, quietly, and with purpose. China. For years, people said China was rising. Now it's not just rising, it's arriving. Its warships glide through the Taiwan Strait without hesitation. Its diplomats speak with confidence, and sometimes defiance. Its economy, though not as fast-growing as before, still holds enormous influence. Where once America shaped the Pacific, now it competes for space in it. And in private conversations, U.S. officials are starting to admit something once unthinkable. We're no longer in full control. This isn't about war, not yet. It's about leverage, narratives, influence. China offers deals with no lectures, partnerships without political baggage, and for many countries, that's appealing. Meanwhile, in the Middle East, the old questions are resurfacing. Yes, America stands firmly with Israel, but what does that loyalty cost? On the streets of Cairo, Amman, and Baghdad, you can hear the frustration. Young voices chanting, "You talk peace but fund conflict. You claim justice but support occupation." These aren't just slogans. They're symptoms of something deeper. A growing gap between American values and American actions. Even children feel it. A boy, maybe 8 or 9, sits on a dusty carpet in a dark room. On a flickering old television, he watches tanks rolling across a shattered city. He doesn't know politics. He doesn't know strategy. But he knows fear. And he knows where the bombs came from. These moments shape how the world sees America, not just as a nation, but as an idea. And that idea is fading. Back in the United States, the battle isn't overseas. It's internal. The 2024 election was one of the most divisive in modern history. Old wounds reopened, new ones formed. The outcome? 2 Americas. Not in geography, but in reality. Different beliefs, different facts, different truths. You can feel it at the dinner table, in the workplace, on the street. Neighbors avoid conversations. Families tiptoe around topics. Social media, a battleground of ideology. This isn't just about red versus blue anymore. It's about 2 parallel realities, coexisting but incompatible. And while the arguments rage on, technology marches forward. Artificial intelligence was once just a tool. Now, it's a force. It writes, it paints, it diagnoses, it trades. Jobs are vanishing not because of outsourcing, but because of automation. In factories, fewer humans. In offices, fewer desks. In studios, fewer artists. A man receives an email. We've decided to go in a different direction. That direction is a machine. And yes, it's efficient. Yes, it's profitable. But it also leaves people behind. Talented, capable people replaced by algorithms. Progress has arrived, but for many, it didn't feel like opportunity. It felt like erasure. And they're asking the question that keeps growing louder. Where do I fit in this new world? As the future speeds ahead, the present feels uncertain. Inflation may not dominate headlines anymore, but it hasn't left. Prices remain high. Wages haven't kept up. Credit card interest rates are punishing. Student loans still hang like shadows over entire generations. And yet something deeper is stirring beneath all of it, a fear that America's best days might be behind it. The U.S. dollar, long seen as untouchable, now faces quiet resistance. Some countries are selling oil in Chinese yuan. Others are exploring alternatives with the BRICS alliance. Diversification is the new global strategy, and for a nation whose currency was its greatest power, this shift is seismic. But perhaps the biggest shift isn't military or economic. It's emotional. For decades, America symbolized hope. It was the land of second chances, of bold dreams, of reinvention. But today, the mood has changed. In Europe, leaders explored defense strategies that don't depend on America. In Africa and Asia, trade deals and technology partnerships lean east, not west. In Latin America, frustration grows. America hasn't vanished.